The rain hammered against the window as Emily sat in her grandmother's attic, sifting through decades of forgotten memories. She was home for the weekend, helping her parents clean out the old house. Amidst the dusty boxes and cobwebs, she found a leather-bound diary, its cover cracked and worn with age. The title, The Diary of Shadows, was barely legible. Curiosity piqued, Emily opened the diary. The first page was a warning, written in elegant flowing script. To those who read these words, beware. This diary holds a curse. Those who dare to read its pages shall face a fate most grim. Emily chuckled, dismissing the warning as a relic of her grandmother's eccentric imagination. She turned the page and began to read. The diary belonged to a woman named Eliza, who lived in the 1800s. Eliza wrote about her mundane life, but as Emily read on, the entries grew darker. Eliza spoke of strange occurrences, whispers in the night, and shadows that moved on their own. She described a creeping dread that consumed her, a sense of being watched. Emily felt a chill run down her spine but continued reading. Eliza's final entry was dated October 31st, 1887. It was frantic, the handwriting shaky and uneven. Eliza wrote about a figure that had appeared in her home, a shadowy presence that followed her every move. She pleaded for help, but the entry ended abruptly. As Emily finished reading, the attic grew colder. She glanced around, feeling an unsettling presence. The shadows seemed to stretch and twist, forming shapes that shouldn't exist. She shook her head, blaming her imagination. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, haunted by Eliza's words. At midnight, she heard a whisper, soft and chilling. "Emily?" She sat up, heart pounding. The room was dark, but she could see a figure standing at the foot of her bed. It was a shadow, darker than the night, with eyes that glowed a sinister red. "Who are you?" Emily whispered, her voice trembling. The figure didn't respond. It moved closer, its form shifting and writhing. Emily tried to scream, but no sound came out. The shadow reached out, its touch icy cold. She felt a surge of fear and pain, her vision blurring. The next morning, Emily's parents found her in the attic, clutching the diary. Her eyes were wide open, but she was unresponsive, trapped in a catatonic state. They called for help, but no one could explain what had happened. The diary was taken away, locked in a vault, and forgotten. But the curse remained. Anyone who dared to read its pages would suffer the same fate as Emily and Eliza, haunted by the shadows until they were consumed. Years passed, and the house was sold. The new owners, unaware of the diary's dark history, found it while renovating the attic. Intrigued, they opened it and began to read. And so the curse continued, claiming new victims, one by one. The shadows waited, patient and hungry, for the next curious soul to fall into their trap.